It's morning. Oh god, I hate morning. We're off to the snow today, which is why we're up so early. So far, you still need snow chains, but hopefully the ice will melt before we get there. We've got our snacks for the day, some dried fruit in here, and I've got some gluten-free bread to have with breakfast materials that I buy from Macca's on the way there. And we'll catch up with you in a bit. McDonald's. It's about an hour and a half later and I'm probably slightly more coherent now than I was in the previous update. We've stopped at Cooma, which is a little town on the way from Canberra to Perisher, which is where we're heading today in the Australian snowies. Jesse got a
McMuffin.
A McMuffin. I did my little gluten-free trick, which is this. Ordered just bacon rashers and an egg, and if you're wondering what the slices of gluten-free bread were about earlier, that's so that I could put the bacon rashers and the egg in the gluten-free bread and have a real breakfast. Gluten-free.
Similar to that.
Exactly. Gluten-free bacon and egg McMuffin. Just
possibly better.
McDonald's doesn't provide the bread. What can you do? At least they provide the parts. Also here in Australia, we would never actually call it McDonald's. It's Macca's. So now we'll continue on the journey with our breakfast and should be at Perisher around 10:30 I think. It's kind of a late start for a snow day, but we're musos and we don't like to get up early. Plus we're so unfit that we probably won't last that long today anyway. Just on the edge of Jindabyne here, where one fateful, was supposed to be snow day, Jesse realised he had run out of oil in his car.
Well, we can't be certain. Something happened.
We can't be certain. The car was very thirsty for oil and the engine ceased to work. The two might be related, possibly.
We never had proof. Wait, parts there at least. Okay, it was the second time I've done that. On the way to the snow. No, the first time was, I don't know. Oh, water. Overheated the first car.
Anyway, instead of going to the snow that day, Jesse's car limped into a Subaru repair joint.
Yeah,
on the other
just
side,
by chance.
On the other side of Jindabyne, and we walked back into Jindabyne and spent some time in Jindabyne while we waited for someone to come and save us from Canberra.
Thanks, Brian.
Legend. And Thredbo are both in Kosciuszko National Park, which means that you need a National Park pass to go in, which is 29 Australian dollars for the day, and we've just gone through the gates for that. The costs add up a little bit when going to an Aussie ski field. It's $152 each for the tickets. And then there's the national parks. Petrol to get here, it's like a 2.5 hour drive from where we live. And then if you were to stay overnight, there would be accommodation costs, which can also be frankly ridiculous.
And then if you've got to catch the train from the car park down the hill, it's another $50 each or so.
We do it as budget as we possibly can and bring our own gear, but it's still pricey, especially during COVID, because there's no discounts this year at all. You do it for the love, for the pow-pow. Australia doesn't have much pow. But it has snowed for the last 4 days or so, and there's actually some decent snowfall at the moment, so hopefully it'll be a good day. We seem to have come to a bit of a traffic jam, which is a bit out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Wonder what's going on. Maybe they're doing temperature checks. It is COVID-19, of course, so we have to wear face coverings the whole time that we're at the resort unless we're actually putting food in our mouth at that moment. So I guess it could be delays to do with that. We'll see. We made it! So we finally made it up to the ski fields. It took an hour and a half to get out of that queue, and as far as we could tell, it's just because the train to get here is taking less passengers and more people are driving themselves, so the parking lot was full.
Yeah, even though I thought it was at half capacity, but it seems like there's 10 times capacity at the moment.
Based on the number of cars anyway. So we ended up taking a bus from like 2k's away, and hopefully we can get one back at the end or it's going to be a long walk. But it is a Bluebird day.
It's turned into a good time. It was looking a bit sketchy in terms of getting up here, but it's perfect now. It's going to be the best.
Now the only battles are me remembering how to board, because this is my 4th season maybe.
Yeah,
something like that. But I had a bit of a setback last season. We put my bindings on the wrong way and my board was only detuned to go one way. So every time I tried to turn, I stacked it and lost all my confidence.
Yeah.
But so far so good today. And Jess has been boarding for years. He's a legend.
Oh, some. No, not really. But I think we'll take Dana up to the top of that place. She can start there. How's that sound?
Spend the rest of the day trying to get down.
Yeah. How have you found it so far?
Well, I haven't forgotten how to board, which is what I was afraid of in the first place.
How's your foot?
Toes are a bit numb. Yeah, that happens. Pretty annoying, really. That's a serious ride of over.
Yeah, go for it. I think that's you. Where is she? There she is. Oh my god. How'd you go down there?
Still not a fan of steep bits. I stuck to one edge coming down there and now my legs hurt. How'd you go?
Good. There's heaps of fresh power to the right coming down. Almost got stuck in it. Just made it out.
Been through the wars today, Jesse.
Not really. Packing dried fruit. It's a great idea. Here she comes. Look at it go. Speed demon. Oh. That wasn't how that was meant to end.
Where to, sir?
Straight down.
Straight down.
I think so. I think I've lost Dana. Maybe she's beaten me to the bottom. Yeah. No, let's see if we can catch her. Mate,
Lift over. Oh, that's enough boarding for one day. Too many sore muscles. I was just going to hurt myself if I kept going.
It was fantastic though.
It was a good day for it. Now to get changed. So today while I was riding, I was using a little ski tracks app on my phone, which tracked everywhere that I went and how fast I went. I mean, I went embarrassingly slow by some people's standards. 33.5 kilometers an hour was my top speed. But I say slow and steady doesn't get a broken wrist, and a broken wrist is a bad thing for a guitar player. So
That's what we want.
don't always have to be a speed demon. But here's the app.
Very sunny up.
To be honest, we had kind of an easy day today. It's our first time this season, probably our last time this season, and sitting around the house makes you a little bit unfit, as it turns out.
I still had a few good goes myself. Didn't see you around at that point.
Jesse would have gone much faster than me, and he probably could have snowboarded for much longer than me, but, you know, I'm the weakest link. Goodbye.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Oh, my new boots needed, they need wearing in.
Now we're going to drive back to Jindabyne. Thought we might have a bit of a stop at the lake. Just need a little drink on our way home. Check out the view, smell the roses, that kind of thing. Could be improved by some hot chips. Anyway, this is the Jindy Lake. Jindy, which is Australian for Jindabyne. It's cool on the drive as well. See it coming over the hill and get a great view. This is probably where we're going to leave you for today's video. So I hope you enjoyed our snow adventure. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from us, and see you next time. We've just stopped at Macca's in a little town called Cooma, which is on the way to Canberra. I mean, on the way... What was I saying about being coherent? What's the time, Jesse?
Snack time. Got a bit of snow on the bum.
Oh no! I'm sorry about that.
I'm very sorry about that.